Hi, Anton. Morning.
Hello.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
So nice to meet you. I'm Stacey,
Nice to meet you as well.
your dad's nurse today. I just ran into Dr. Burke, and I know that he finished talking with you, and he had a lot to say, and I know for both of you.
He did have a lot to say.
Yeah, and it was a lot to digest. So, what do you feel about all of it?
Let me state right now, young lady, I'm a bit perturbed with Dr. Burke. How dare he tell me how to live my life with my family and how to run my relations with my family. I resent it. I've decided I don't want my wife to know about the seriousness of my condition.
Okay.
And that's it. It's not open for discussion.
Daniel, what do you think's going on? What's your opinion about Dad not really telling your mom about his diagnosis?
Well, I don't think either one of us wants her to know too much. I think it would only upset her, and to be honest with you, she doesn't really speak English that well. I'm not sure she would even understand it.
Well, let me see if I understand. It seems like you two are really worried about your wife, Elena.
It would open up the gateways to total misery.
Well,
I don't want her subjected to that.
And Anton, I understand that your wish is to really not have Elena under any stress. Am I in the right ballpark?
You are exactly in the right ballpark. And I'll say it one more time for your benefit. I tried to get this through to the doctor and he was not listening. One more time. In our family, in this family, these issues remain private. What's going on here is of my concern and the doctor's concern primarily. Daniel knows about it. I do not want to subject my wife to this. When her father passed some years back from lung cancer, she was completely devastated. And I will not have her go through that again.
Anton, that is really understandable. And I know this has to be so upsetting just to think that Elena could possibly have that unfold all over again. And under the circumstances that you have been through, it is completely understandable what your point of view is. And I'm also getting the sense that, you know, you really feel that this is your diagnosis, this is your illness, this is the treatment that you're planning on going through, you're possibly going to have a transplant, and you really want to keep this issue private. And you want to keep this between your physician, the team, and your son Daniel, who happens to be a physician. But, you know, Daniel, do you get the sense that your mom, you know, are you thinking the same thing as your dad, where she could possibly have another breakdown? Are you concerned about that?
Maybe yes, maybe no. Either way, I know it's going to upset her a lot. Sometimes I think she already knows and is dealing with it in her own way.
Yeah. Well, let me make sure that I understand, all the points of view involved. Anton, I know that you really feel strongly about not burdening your wife. You really want to make sure that that is not on the table. You want no stress. You don't want her to be overwhelmed. You want to maintain this very strong veneer because that is what you're accustomed to. You don't want anybody worrying. You don't want to burden anybody, and you really feel strongly about that. And I think your son, Daniel, I think you're kind of on the fence. You think that mom might have some idea, that she really could already know. You're not really sure. And you think that she might be possibly okay. She might be strong enough to handle that. And I know, as being a part, being your primary nurse, being a part of the team that's working closely with you, Dr. Burke's intent is by no means to make you feel more stressed. Our goal is to take care of you and to support you and to make sure that you have all the pieces together, all the support systems. And I've gathered from just talking to the team intimately about your case that, Dr. Burke really wants the best, and he feels that Elena, who is going to be here, with the exception of your son, she's the only other person in your life that's going to be with you through every step of the way of your possible chemotherapy treatment and your transplant. And he feels that she would be a really good support system for you, because you really don't know how you're going to fare. You could be really sick from a lot of the chemotherapeutic agents that we use, and you could have a lot of symptoms, and she would be really the voice to help you handle things at home, because there will be a point in time where you will leave and then come back for your transplant. And you know, she'll be a really good ally for the team to really talk to and kind of figure out what you need and what works best for you. So, and as I said, I want to be clear, we do not in any way want to make you feel stressed or make anyone overwhelmed.
Right. If there is going to be no way of concealing it, it must remain in the family. Perhaps Daniel can say something to his mother.
Well, just let me make sure we're all on the same page here. You know, I understand that you are very protective over your wife and your mom. You want to shield her as best you can from being overwhelmed and stressed. And I know that the team really feels strongly that we need to really support you and go with what you want, although we would prefer that your wife have some idea about what to expect and what the future holds down the road with your treatment plan and also your potential transplant. And you're telling me, Anton, that your advice would be, if you really think about it, the best person to really talk to your wife would possibly be your son. Is that what I understand?
Yes.
So maybe we could work towards integrating Daniel into the conversation with Elena and have him be there to really talk with her about it. Because, as I said, we are here to help you, and we have to help you the best way that is feasible for your well-being. And we certainly do not want to have anyone, especially your wife, be overwhelmed.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.